On May 11th, 1995, the ESA presented its first major video game conference, one unlike any other seen at the time. The Electronic Entertainment Expo, aptly referred to as E3, was a massive gaming event made by the industry for the industry.
Okay, here we are at E3 with Dean Fox, who's the Executive Vice President of Marketing at Atari. I'm sorry, Senior Vice President of Marketing at Atari.
But it wasn't always that way. Back then, when a video game company wanted press, it either needed to pay for ad space in magazines or commercials, or take place in large events like the Consumer Electronics Show. The CES is an annual trade platform held in Las Vegas with the sole purpose of advertising and sharing new products entering the market. It was the largest of its kind, meaning many companies had no choice but to take part in it, even if the conditions weren't always in their favor. This was the case for many, if not all video game companies specifically. Video games were often cast aside behind TVs, computers, and car radios, and were viewed as a less important business. Many developers felt like they weren't taken seriously and didn't like the reputation that their work was only meant for kids. Even larger companies like Sega experienced the poor treatment. As CEO of Sega of America, Tom Kalinske would later state, the CES organizers used to put the video games industry way in the back. In 1991, they put us in a tent and you had to walk past all the porn vendors to find us. That particular year, it was pouring rain, and the rain leaked all over our new Genesis system. I was furious with the way the CES treated the video games industry, and I felt like we were a more important industry than they were giving us credit for. A change was needed, and in April 1994, the Interactive Digital Software Association was formed in order to benefit video game publishers, and in doing so, created E3 to serve developers and players alike. With 40,000 in attendance, the first E3 event was a massive success. The show was home to announcements from practically all major video game companies. Nintendo advertised the short-lived Virtual Boy, Sega decided to release the Saturn early, sending it out to retailers to be on the shelf that day, a surprise change from its initial September launch date. SNK showcased what would be its new system, the Neo Geo CD, but above all was Sony's first major approach in the video game industry, as the PlayStation was unveiled in a small room using nothing more than a microphone and a simple slideshow. Years later, E3 still remains one of the largest gaming events ever and continues to only allow industry professionals to attend. Every year, crowds flock to Los Angeles to discover what's new in video gaming, with hundreds of thousands more tuning in from home. And while the crowds, technology, and limits have been raised over the years, the passion remains exactly the same.
$2.99.